What I enjoy most about busking. One, I really love watching a crowd kind of balloon up, watching a performance kind of become bigger than itself. And there's an earnestness in no one's really obligated to stay. If someone's watching, it's because they care about what you're doing. And there's a real honesty to busking, where all the money that you make, you know was given to you with a smile. It's because you helped make someone's day. So my name's Spencer Skur, I'm from Toronto, Canada. This is a rusty old coyote trap, and this is the danger. I'm a busker, a street magician.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ash, that's it right there. That's for you.
I'm a full-time musician, but I prefer playing on the streets if the weather holds up.
Hello, I'm Gunther the Squeezebox Budgie. You never really play for the same audience, especially here at Circular Quay when you get so many different people, tourists from all over the world, and the response the kids give you is just amazing at times.
Like sometimes people come up to you and they tell you like nice things, or like how you change the course of their day and how you make like their day better. And so that's like really rewarding, because like those people on the street, like they don't know you. It's more spontaneous and you can kind of just go out and it's like more vibey, like as in you play in like the sticky venue and you have to organize it way in advance, and it's like very stressful, and so this is way more free, like a more free form of showing your art, I suppose.
The main difference, I think, between a good day and a bad day busking is just the amount of time that a crowd spends building up. So if you guys enjoyed this more than a fancy coffee, if I did my part today, please do your part to keep the magic coming for more people.
A bad day usually starts with a lot of like, you know, a lot of artists, and like also I think a lot of sports people, it's like kind of in your head, you know?
You'll be out there will be a lot of people walking by, and for some reason, maybe everyone's got somewhere to be, maybe you're just a little off for the day, maybe the weather's wrong, but you almost feel invisible as people just keep walking by, and it becomes really frustrating trying to build up that first crowd.
And you let it go.
You go either, you finish the day early and say, okay, tomorrow is another day, or you might as well give up forever. But in the end of the day, I suppose you have to get into that mode where you say, I actually don't care about it.
So if you already have a shitty start to your day and there's like things going wrong, you're like, oh, it's going wrong. And then you walk the streets and you're like, there's people shouting or something, there's just bad vibes, and you're like, oh, this is probably going to be a bad thing.
I think the transition towards a cashless society is really starting to hurt buskers a lot. But at the same time, I've been getting better at busking, so it's sort of been counteracting that. But I'm a little bit worried that as less and less people are carrying cash, buskers are going to have to find a way to adapt to that. And I think things are either going to kind of start sputtering out, or maybe we're going to have kind of an awkward transitional phase where people aren't quite comfortable by paying us by card yet, but they're not carrying cash.
I guess busking, it's going worse for everybody in any city, because people don't buy as many CDs as they used to, because people don't really have a way of playing them anymore.
Because you get a lot of music on Spotify for just about nothing. But I just try to educate people that a cashless society is not really the way to go. I just seen a guy trying to buy a beer in the bottle shop, and it didn't work. The card didn't work because the bank system is a bit down, and so he couldn't buy a bottle of beer. Right?
I think we might find a way to make the transition where one day our hat's just going to have a tapping device in it. And I'm still going to do it in the hat because I couldn't not. It's got to be in the hat. But there's something I'm going to miss about seeing the physical money go in it. But I hope we'll be okay. If you live in a place where the city's kind of coming down on buskers, there's a lot of places where city councils are trying to take buskers out of some areas. Back in my hometown of Toronto, Yonge and Dundas Street, which is one of the big intersections where all the new buskers kind of cut their teeth at trying out busking. That's kind of where everyone in Toronto got their start. They were trying to push the buskers out of there for a while. So if you really, really like busking and you really want to see more of it in your city, if there is some kind of struggle with the buskers going on, just talking to your city councilor saying, hey, I really like seeing these shows, I'd really like to see more of them. Please don't take that away from these areas, because these people do add something to the area rather than take away.
Just be aware that sometimes it can be hard, you know, to play, and sometimes you have a lot of weird shit happen to you, like, you know, if there's a drunk homeless person like harassing you or whatever. It's like you see those people, but it's much more than just playing on some random corner. Like, you have to practice those songs. It takes like so long to get good at what you do. Like, your equipment is worth quite a bit of money, and you know, to just be standing on like this random corner, it's like more than you first think it is.
I think the best thing you can do is be the first person to stop for a show. If there's a busker and no one's formed a crowd around them yet, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not good. It's sometimes hard to get that first person to stop, and then everyone else's curiosity follows, because curiosity is contagious. And sometimes being the first person to stop and watch a show can just mean a lot, because it can really snowball a crowd up together.
Be appreciative of when you hear good music, I think.
What advice do I have for new buskers? I'm trying to think of stuff that I wish I'd known maybe 6 or 7 years ago when I was getting to my start on the streets. One would just be busk as much as you can. Just every time you can go out, and you've got to stick it through the bad days.
Be persistent and not to give up, because sometimes it can be really harsh, but then there's going to be a lot of really nice things happening as well that make it worthwhile.
A bad day or a good day busking, you'll set up your show, and as soon as you've got that table up, or as soon as you take something out of your pocket, some people might walk up and say, oh, what are you doing here? Do you mind if, how soon will you be set up? Do you mind if I stay and watch?
As one famous singer once said, he said, I'm singing for God, right? And if someone wants to join in and listen, that's fantastic. Otherwise, I don't care, because I'm fulfilled singing for God. And when you are at that stage, at that level, it's not really a problem, because you are happy doing what you love doing.
So at the end of the day, if you've got a hat full of money, if you've got $100 in your hat, that means you probably made 200-300 people smile. If you've got 2 or 3 times that, you've probably made 1,000 people smile that day. And just buying things with that money kind of means a lot, because if I can pay my rent or if I can buy food, that means I bought that with by making people's days.